Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we will be talking about Node.js. That is right. We'll be discussing about everything Node.js related, how Node.js came to be, and basically at the end of this video, you would learn how to write your very first Node.js program. And without further ado, let's dive in. What is Node.js? Node.js is an open source JavaScript runtime environment. So basically what it means is that Node.js allows us to write programs or JavaScript programs that run in the runtime. So the normal JavaScript, of course, we've been using throughout the other videos has been running in the browser. But Node.js allows us to write JavaScript that runs within our local environment. That's within the runtime environment. So runtime environment includes our local machines, it includes servers, and the rest of them. So with Node.js, you can actually build applications, that's backend applications that runs on servers. So you can build like backend services, you can build desktop applications, things that has to do with the runtime. Now, in the previous videos, we actually explored how we could use JavaScript in building, applications or in writing programs that runs on the browser. And whatever that happens on the browser is referred to as the front end. So whatever interaction or whatever activity that runs on the browser, we see it as a front end. So apparently we've been dealing with the front end side of JavaScript. Now with Node.js, we'll be diving more into the backend side. So Node.js would allow us to build, our servers, would allow us to build our middlewares, allow us to build different routes and different handlers, for different methods. So Node.js would allow us to do all of these backend activities. And I think Node.js has risen in popularity over the years as more or less the default backend language for most web developers. So because the front end is JavaScript and Node.js being like an environment built on top of JavaScript, it's easier for web developers to easily just adopt Node.js because using JavaScript, we can build both front-end applications and back-end services or applications as well. So Node.js is super powerful and allow us to do a lot of powerful things. And without further ado, let's write our very first program in Node.js. And to get started with Node.js, we have to install the Node package. And because I myself have already done that, I can easily just start writing my Node.js code. But if you haven't installed your Node.js package before or Node.js binary, then I would advise you go to the nodejs.org website to see the different binaries you can download. So I'm running on Mac. That is why it's showing me download options for Mac. So I'm running on Windows to show you an option for Windows, same for Linux as well. So once you succeeded in downloading your node binary to your machine, then you write this command to check if your binary actually installed in your local machine. So to check for that, all you need to do is to do the node v command. So node v basically means we are trying to tell Node that, hey, we did the version of Node stored in our machine, and that gave us this. So currently I'm running on Node version 18.10.4. And for a start, I think that's all that we need. So to write our very first Node or build our very first server using Node.js, first and foremost, we need to understand how we import uh, packages into Node. So for JavaScript, you can basically just do import. You can use the import statements like this. You can just do something like this. Sorry, import, let's say package from package, something like this. So for JavaScript, it uses this method, this Node method. But for Node, the Node.js uses the CommonJS Node pattern. So for Node.js, if you want to import a package, you simply do something like const. Let's say we want to import the HTTP package, and do const HTTP. Sorry about that. Const HTTP equals to require HTTP. So you do it like this. So basically, this is how you import packages in Node.js. So the reason why we had to just import it as this, so for example, in the argument section, we had to put in a string and we just added a package name. The reason why we did it like this is because the HTTP package is provided automatically by Node. So this is native to the Node binary. So that is why we did it like this. So if it's something, let's say we decided to create our own local module, we can basically just, import, using the relative URL. So that's about it. So first and foremost, like I said, we need to understand how to import the package, which we've done. And the second part is, what are the packages that we need to build our very first server? And that is an important question. So to build a server in Node.js, we need just one important package, which is the HTTP package. So HTTP is a protocol. It's a communication protocol that applications within the web communicates between each other. So for us to build an application that can communicate between our client and the server, we need the HTTP package. And this is how you import it. So the HTTP package provides us with different methods that allows us to do different things. For example, the HTTP provides us with the create server method, it provides us with the request method, it provides us with the get method, and a long list of them. So so the HTTP package is super powerful and allows us to do a lot of different things in our Node.js application. So once we've done that, we create our server and we do something like http dot create server. I'm supposed to get a telesend, but for some reason I'm not getting a telesend. What is that? Anyways, so how about create server, and the create server accept oh, true. Let's also identify our host name and our ports. So host name is of course localhost. because I'm hosting on local machine. Then the ports, so for the ports, would use, let's use port 8080. Use port 8080. So to create our server, we need to pass in some arguments, and the the first argument that we need to pass in is basically a callback. So a that accept callback that accepts the request and the response. So have a callback like this. So like this, and callback accepts the requests and the response. So you have it like this, request and the response. And for a start, let's just put a server that return a hello world response. Where is it the entry point, which is port 8080. So so once we do this, then we do something like response response dot uh sorry. This is good. It does take that. So once we're done setting our school, we need to set our header like this. So we do set header and passing as optional. So passing the content type with passing the content type and content type should be text slash in. And once we do that, we passing our response should be our response should be hello. Now it's time for us to listen to make our server listen to requests. So to make our server listen to requests, we do server.listen and passing the port because we need the port to construct our we need the ports to construct our message that will log to the console, and we also need the ports, as an endpoint, that our server need to listen to. So ports, then also passing the port, passing the first thing as well. Then we're passing the callback. So this callback returns message that says log server string with TTP // Oh, sorry, whose name? Let's read the whose name first. Whose name? Whose name's not false. Beautiful. So, so yeah, so we are done with our. Oh, sorry, I said hello. English. So we're done writing our. We're done writing our server. Let's run our server and see how to run in the browser. So we do load and we do index. Yeah. So it's here. Someone was created. Basically the slash lookout slash it's it. So this is what it's so this. So let's do it. I will let's see this awesome. So go and go to this. Also, you can see a text on our browser, right? It shows us hello world, and which means that our server runs very well. So basically, what happens under the hood is that we created a server, and a server is basically, I see a server as a program that allows us to create a collection, you know, a program that allows us to create a connection between uh between two entities. So, for example, server new allows us to listen to a request and send out a response. So, a server basically does two things here. It listens to a request and sends out the response based on the type of request that comes in. So, this is basically like a basic uh representation of server, using code. When you go into a real life environment, you definitely find way more complicated code than this. But this is basically just a basic code of a server. And like I mentioned earlier, what the server does here is it basically listens to a request and sends out a response. And when you create servers, you need to define the ports which you listen to. So in an application, you have a client and you have a server. So the client is the one that sends out a request. So the client always sends out a request and expects a response. Now the server's duty is to listen to requests. It listens and says, okay, this particular client is requesting for a particular page. Do we have the page within our server? If yes, then we hand over the resource to the client and the client delivers. And forget about the English thing, doing vernaculars. Basically, the clients, what they are basically your browsers, for example, or your mobile application, or your, uh, you know, your smartwatches or your smart devices. These are all clients. Anything that makes the request, anything that communicates, anything that has a front end that communicates to the backend is a client. So basically, any medium by which you can communicate to a backend is basically a client. And a server is basically anything that listens to a request and sends out a response. So let me give you an analogy. It's just like going to a restaurant. You want to go to a restaurant, you want to eat at a restaurant. What do you do? First and foremost, to walk into a restaurant, right? you want to a restaurant and you call the servers, or if there is a chef there, you just call the chefs. Usually you find the servers. In our country, if you call them servers, I don't know what they're being called in other places. So you call them and they're like, hey, how may I help you? Then you give them, you tender your request. You say, hey, I need jollof rice and two beef and an egg. So once you make a request, they take a request to the chef, and the chef goes through your request and serves you the meal based on what you requested. So serves you your meal, and then the servers return back your meal to you. So the basic that applies to the whole client and server things. It basically applies. So the client always make the request, while the server always return a response based on the request. So what makes a server is that it listens to a request and returns a response. And what makes a client is that it makes the request and expects a response. So that's about it.